From deep inside the belly of a massive American warship, the sound of grinding steel echoes. The enormous well-decked doors slowly open, allowing seawater to flood into the dark cavern. This is the stage for one of the most powerful capabilities of the United States Marine Corps. One by one, assault amphibious vehicles AAVs begin to move forward. Their engines roar, metal tracks clatter, and headlights cut through the shadows. Then with a thunderous splash, the first AAV launches into the sea, followed by another and another. Soon, dozens of armored amphibious vehicles are floating together, forming a convoy that looks both intimidating and unstoppable. This is not just a training exercise. This is a demonstration of power. But the AAVs are not meant to stay at sea. Their destination, Subic Bay, Philippines. Subic is no ordinary place. For decades during the Cold War, it was one of America's largest overseas naval bases. Though closed in the early 1992, Subic Bay has never lost its strategic importance. Now, with the arrival of U.S. Marine Corps amphibious vehicles, Subic once again becomes the center of attention. For many Filipinos watching from the shore, the sight is surprising dozens of American armored vehicles rolling straight from the ocean onto their beaches. So what is an assault amphibious vehicle? The AAV is a unique machine. Part ship, part tank, it can carry up to 20 fully armed Marines. At sea, it travels at about 13 kilometers per hour, but once it hits the beach, it transforms into a land vehicle, speeding up to 72 kilometers per hour. Armed with a .50 caliber heavy machine gun and a 40mm automatic grenade launcher, the AAV is designed to provide both transport and firepower. For over 4 decades, it has been the backbone of U.S. Marine Corps amphibious assaults. When dozens of these vehicles splash into the waters of Subic Bay, the spectacle is as impressive as it is intimidating. This deployment is part of Exercise Balikatan, the annual military drills between the United States and the Philippines. Balikatan means shoulder to shoulder in Tagalog, symbolizing the close cooperation between the two nations. During Balikatan, AAVs are used to simulate large-scale amphibious landings. Dozens of vehicles storm the beach, forming battle lines as Marines pour out, ready to secure the coastline. To the untrained eye, this looks like an actual invasion, but in reality, it is a rehearsal. A rehearsal for disaster response, territorial defense, and combined operations in times of crisis. Why Subic Bay? The answer lies on the map. Subic faces directly toward the South China Sea, one of the world's most critical maritime highways, and a region filled with disputes and rising tensions. By conducting amphibious landings here, the United States sends a clear signal. It stands with the Philippines, and it intends to safeguard freedom of navigation in the Indo-Pacific. For the Philippines, this partnership brings reassurance, knowing that its ally is willing to demonstrate strength on its shores. But for ordinary citizens, the arrival of American war machines brings mixed emotions: surprise, curiosity, pride, and even unease. Let's imagine for a moment, if a real conflict were to break out, what role would these AAVs play? They would be the tip of the spear. Launching directly from U.S. Navy amphibious ships, they could carry Marines onto contested beaches, establish a foothold, and open the way for larger forces. Their armor protects against small arms fire, while their mobility allows them to maneuver quickly on land. Each vehicle becomes not only a transport, but also a fighting platform. This is why every appearance of the AAV in the Philippines attracts attention. It's not just a piece of metal, it's a symbol of power projection. When dozens of U.S. amphibious vehicles land on Philippine beaches, the entire region is watching. Neighboring countries understand that Balikatan is more than just a yearly exercise. It is a message. The U.S.-Philippine alliance is alive, active, and capable of responding to challenges in the South China Sea. For the Philippines, this is reassurance that they are not standing alone. For America, it is a chance to reaffirm its commitment to its oldest ally in Asia. From the dark well deck of a U.S. warship to the bright shores of Subic Bay, the AAVs have completed their mission. What began as a roar of engines and a splash of seawater has ended with armored vehicles lined up on Philippine soil. For some, this is just a military drill. But for others, it is history repeating itself, a reminder of America's enduring presence in the Philippines. One thing is certain. The arrival of dozens of U.S. amphibious assault vehicles at Subic Bay is not just a surprise. It is a powerful statement, a show of strength, and a moment that will not be forgotten.